Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Writing Skills. So today I want to talk to you generally about college writing. Of course, in your college career, you'll have all sorts of different kinds of writing assignments, and they will vary very much by what discipline you're going into. But there are some general tips for success and things that you probably should be aware of as you're starting off in your college career. So these essentially are your first steps into academic discourse. And academic discourse really means the style and way of writing about scholarly information. Okay? So even if you're in your first years of college, you are taking your steps in that direction. Okay? So let's talk about what that's all about. So how is college writing so different from other kinds of writing? Well, it does differ from high school writing, and it definitely differs from the kind of writing you may have done in a business type environment if you worked before coming back to college. So it definitely is different. It has its own style and its own qualities. First of all, it is highly sophisticated usually, okay? That doesn't mean you have to write always in big words, but the quality of the concepts are deeper than would be expected in high school. So greater sophistication, and that might include more sophisticated language as well. So it may be more demanding analytically, and it may ask for more critical thinking type tasks. Okay? So expect that much of your writing will be about that. Lots of critical thinking, lots of analysis, okay? Maybe some argumentation as well. And also more rigorous research and citation requirements. All colleges have some sort of a scholarly type library available, which means databases with scholarly writings available. So that is true in our library as well, where you can get the best kind of sources, and you'll learn how to differentiate between not so great sources and sources that are truly worthy of being used in your paper. Okay? A very important issue today because there's lots of junk information out there too on the internet. So you'll learn how to differentiate that information and where to find the best research information. Okay? Also, the quality and the originality of the content is emphasized. So the writing should be clear and concise and very much in that scholarly style for most assignments. There are some creative assignments and maybe personal reflections that won't be in that style, but it is supposed to be fairly straightforward in style, and you're supposed to say something in your papers, okay? You should try to make a point in your papers where maybe that was not emphasized before. And the types of writing tasks do vary, however, by the discipline. Of course, if you're majoring in creative writing, you're going to do a lot of creative writing, but there's not a whole lot of that in most other disciplines. Scientific writing, for example, is quite straightforward, and it has sophisticated language that's very directed toward that particular discipline. In humanities disciplines, you'll be expected to do very deep analysis of things and very deep discussions of philosophical and abstract concepts. Okay? So you will be slowly taken into whatever discipline you follow, okay, and expect your writing to match whatever it is you're going into, okay? So here's some tips to do well as you head into that world. First of all, always make sure you understand your assignment. Don't think that you can just pull something out the night before and have it work. Read your prompts very carefully. That's the assignment written out for you. And if you do not understand anything in it, ask your instructor. Make sure you understand. And probably there's direction given in class as well. So pay attention to that. That's very important. You could very well end up with a 0 if you don't don't follow what they're asking for. Okay, so make sure you understand that. Don't procrastinate. As your writing assignments get more and more sophisticated, it becomes less and less likely you can write a passable paper the night before. Okay, so get started right away with brainstorming and then outlining and the whole writing process. Okay, and have drafts done early so that you can revise them and refine them. Okay, and also develop an effective writing process. So don't just expect to sit down at the computer and type out a perfect paper. Have a process of brainstorming that works for you, outlining and planning. Have some way of getting feedback. That could be learning center, tutors, your teacher, other students, what have you. Have a way of drafting so that you get things done early and you can go back in and make it better, and editing as well. So develop a process instead of just thinking it's something you sit down and do. Take steps along the way to making that assignment the best it can be, okay? And also plan to dig deep for details. You probably will be asked to write things that are longer than you've written before. And even if not, you are expected to get very specific usually in your discussion, okay? So try to go very deep to dig for those details, either through analysis, description, through research, whatever it is. Go for more and more detail, okay? Don't stay with the general. Go deep, okay? Also get feedback as much as you can, from as many sources as you can. So we have the tutors here. You can get feedback there. You should talk to other students, especially students in your class. You can have anybody read your paper. And of course, go to the instructor. If you can have it done early, see if they will look over your paper and let you know if you're going off in the wrong direction in some way, okay? So give yourself time to get feedback. Also, use reliable sources. If you're using research information, make sure you know how to get the best sources. And again, if you're not sure, you can pass it by a tutor or the instructor. But there's a lot of junky sources out there, so you want to make sure you're using the best sources. And especially in college, that means in many cases using scholarly sources from those databases in the library, okay? Ask a librarian too. They will absolutely send you in the right direction for reliable sources. Also, pay attention to formatting style. So different classes will have different requirements. APA is often used in health sciences or the other sciences. That's American Psychological Association style. But it's used in a lot of different sciences. And then humanities often uses MLA. That's Modern Language Association. So that's a little bit different. So be aware of the differences between these styles. And if you're not sure how it works, look it up. First of all, there's lots of great sources online. Make sure you're using the right version of the particular style, and ask your instructor if you're not sure. Oh, and another style is Chicago that's sometimes used. So that's used as well. It's usually MLA, APA, or Chicago are used in academic settings. Okay, but it could be even something else. There's a lot of different style manuals out there. So find out which is required for your class and just follow it. It's an easy thing once you realize you have to do it. You just have to copy it, really. You're not allowed to copy anything else, but you can copy the formatting style from the sources, okay? And then don't forget to proofread carefully. Even if you're using Grammarly and spell check and all of that, lots of different errors can still slip in, okay? So make sure you're getting things like capitalization correctly. You're not confusing sound-alike words, or you're not leaving out words, okay? You're not making fragments. So all of those things, make sure that you spend the time proofreading very carefully before you turn it in. Okay, again, that's a matter of following a process and giving yourself some time, okay? And don't forget, turn it in on time. So not all teachers accept papers late, and you'll get a big fat 0 if you turn it in late. So make sure that you do pace yourself and turn your paper in on time. And After you've turned it in and you've gotten your grade back, make sure you read your feedback. You want each writing assignment to make you a better writer. Okay? So instead of just looking at the grade, make sure you look at the comments as well. Okay? So that you can be better the next time around. Okay, so I hope that helped you and gave you some ideas about how to approach your college writing. If you want more information about that, you can go to the Rough Writer's Guide in section 2. There's all sorts of information there, so you can get more details about approaching your college assignments. And of course, you can go to the Learning Center and talk to a tutor, and they can help you make sure you're headed in the right direction on your assignments. And of course, your instructor can too. So you can email them any questions, or you can stop by maybe with a draft during their office hours, and they will help you get going in the right direction. Okay? So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode of Writing Skills.